I'm Wa.
And I'm Chris, and welcome to DocuSweeties.
We're two longtime friends who discuss the riveting and sometimes trashy world of reality TV and docuseries.
Sure, but through our own lens, which it feels like whatever kind of cuisine you have, and there's a bunch of cuisines, different ethnic ones. What's your fave? At the end of the day, you'll have a dessert at the end, and that's us. Something slightly sweet. Yay! I can get there. I love you guys, and we're so happy to be talking about Love After Lockup. It's season 4. It's episode 19. Always the bad guy. Very Billie Eilish.
Oh, that's it. I didn't.
That's what that was for me.
Okay, great. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Amber, you are the bad guy because you did the wrong thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, I mean, yeah, we agree on that. She did the wrong thing.
Twice. One by going behind Puppy's back and doing something on Facebook and getting in touch with Eric's ex without telling her, and then also B, putting hands on her.
Yeah.
So in front of the kids, it's actually 3 strikes.
Yeah, it's crazy. All right, but let's go on ahead and start off first with Bronwyn and Chaz. They were just a little bit in this episode, so let's just knock them out of the way. And like, what even happened with them? Who cares? It was like cigarette smoking, shaming, and tears or something.
Yeah. So he comes up to the diner that they're at, you know, after hearing that she's back on the site from Tawny, and you know, Bronwyn's there with her friend, and they're chit-chatting over like what should be milkshakes, honey, because you know they've been listening to like whatever's on that jukebox. And she like is not happy to see him. He has just like red roses. He's like, and he's so sheepish. He's like, hi.
It leads me to believe that there is some conversation that happened between them that we weren't privy to, because it's like all of a sudden he's like doesn't know who Tawny is, and then she finds out 5 seconds ago that he has even been speaking to Tawny,
right? And
she has now taken that information and created something completely crazy and different.
Yep, because she wants out. She just manipulated. She's just like, this is my chance of getting rid of this stupid husband, and also without me having to really talk about what happened, that I'm on the side and Tawny. And like, so she really like, she starts to be like to the flowers, like, why don't you give those to Tawny and then just keep talking to the girls that you talk to? You know, it's just so like.
It was so weird. I was not expecting her reaction to be that at all. Not even to say, hey, did some girl named Tawny text you? What did she say? Did you entertain? She could have at least saw the text messages just for like producer or continuity's sake. Like it was wild.
Yes, absolutely.
So then she pops up and is like, I don't want to talk to you. Just continue talking to Tawny since you want to talk to other women, since you want to talk and believe to other women. And Chaz is like, that did not happen. She text messaged me. Well, you responded. How do you even know that? How do you know that he responded? So, I mean, come on, producers. If you're going to tell a story, you need to give us a beginning, a middle, and the end. Because it went from 0 to 60. So she gets up and she leaves and she starts walking. Then he starts to cry and starts to smoke a cigarette. And then he's like, it's not what I wanted. Why is the world conspiring against me? I'll never be happy in my life.
Yeah.
And so then she turns around and starts walking down the street. And he comes after her.
Yeah, like Jaws. He's just like, dun-dun, 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 dun-dun. She's just like, I'm embarrassed by the character Chaz is displaying, which, wow.
Who told you to say that sentence, ma'am?
Yeah.
You're embarrassed by the character? What character choices besides simp are you embarrassed about?
Yeah.
And, oh my God, it was ridiculous. He like creeps up behind them and she's like, leave me alone. I don't want to talk to you right now. And then they start walking and he stops. And then he creeps up on him again and gets him by a dumpster. And she's like, oh my God, you're so annoying. Leave me alone. Get away. And I'm like, how far away is her car? Chris, what were they doing? Were they walking back to her school? I mean, and the way this woman clutches this backpack and this like workbook of Spanish is just so odd.
You know, she for sure. My favorite is you wrote this in the next scene, which also like, the producer has a little like confessional with her because, you know, we didn't get to even really talk about what had happened, which is that she's back on the site. So the producer's like, tell us about that site, you know, and she out in this confessional, she's sporting like much darker hair, like her Miona ponytail's a different shade. You know what I'm saying?
I hate that you call it a Miona ponytail. Go ahead.
Her ponytail extension.
Yes, because Miona did not come up with the high ponytail extension. There's been Black women and Chinese factories all over the world who came up with this before me, Hona.
Oh, for sure. And just like I'm sure it's, bought cheaply. And
Oh
then
yeah, it's
sold.
an Alibaba situation.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, like she's like, oh no. See, my friend couldn't log into her account, so I just like had to like go into my account and like put it up for her.
So, why are there pictures of you then? Ding ding. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
girl.
Yeah.
No response. Cut to her in the like, here being getaway, Chaz. And it's just like annoying. All right, so we're done.
Yeah, we are done.
Move on.
Let's move on to Amber and Pupai.
Pups McGups.
Amber and Pupai. So, my loves, yeah, we're trying to get the old, gang back together. There's been some drama, obviously, between Amber and Eric because Eric saw that Amber just got Puppy in the car and just like followed him or whatever. But like, and then they started talking about going on a double date, which just felt like that was a little bit of a reach in this moment. But then suddenly we're at a party that Amber has, and then TC, who's her boyfriend, comes over with his boys, like his sons. I think they're all 3 sons or whatever.
I think, yeah, 2 sons.
2
and
sons.
She's like, we're going to be best friends, right? We're going to be such best friends. And it seems like, oh my God, Amber is about to just like get to know these kids. And she's a little, I can tell she's a little red in the face. So she's already been having her beverages, what I'm saying? So she's good and ready to go. And to the point where when people start coming over, like Queen gets there, even though it's Queen's house, right? So Queen gets there and meets everybody. And then we've got some other friends we don't know, but have signed NDAs or whatever. So they're on film. They can see their faces. And then Eric comes over and she even goes up to Eric and she's like, are you still mad about yesterday? Are you still mad about me awkwardly following you and then you yelling at me? Are you okay? Because yesterday you threatened me, but we're good? Yeah.
Yeah, so basically everything is real good for a second. Like, the party is vibing, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, what could go wrong? And then what happens is that Eric gets a text from Heather's ex-wife that basically says, ex-wife?
Wait, Heather, his ex-wife? Is that what you said? I thought you said Heather's ex-wife.
No, his ex-wife.
Okay, yeah.
That soon to be, I guess at the end of the episode and she files for it. But anyway, so we'll see. I don't know if it's ex or not. Who knows? But basically saying that Amber had tried to like reach out to her, like getting her number on Facebook through friends or something like that, and like had called her to like tell her like the business, which is like he's living with Puppy, Puppy's pregnant.
Yeah, Heather sent a screenshot of it. She sent the screenshot of Amber's texts on Facebook and the fact that Amber attempted to call.
Yeah.
And Eric uses that pristine moment to pull Puppy in the corner to tell Puppy about it. And so Puppy's like, why would she do that? Why would she contact my enemy? Why would she do that? I don't understand what's going on. And I'm like, Puppy, like, the reason why she reached out to Heather is to probably tell Heather that you're pregnant. Like,
yeah.
That's bad of her to do so, right? Without your permission. However, like, it isn't crazy that Heather it isn't crazy that Amber has reached out to Heather. What's crazy is that you didn't know.
Yes.
Okay. So that's when all the shit breaks loose.
It's a decided decision not to tell her, because they're hanging out all the time. So it's like like she has to wait for the 5 minutes that she's not with her to like send a secret text and message, which is interesting. But listen, this fight starts to happen. At first it's like soft pawing, but then Amber puts like, I guess her like hands around Puppy's throat, and the whole time Queen is there like sort of just like keeping guard, like as if they were still in prison. She doesn't say anything. She doesn't try to like break him up. She's just like,
you saw a hand go around the throat?
That's what Puppy said.
Oh, so you didn't see that scene at all?
No, I saw it, but I'm telling you, I saw it. To me, look like soft pawing at each other.
Oh, what's soft pawing?
Just kind of like.
Oh, okay, yeah. What I saw was somebody was trying to separate Amber from Puppy. It was a little bit of some, and so Puppy's. Somebody was trying to separate Amber from Puppy because they were like doing this. But bitch, I'm trying to tell you, you're a different person in front of that. And then so they get pulled aside. And then I see Amber like reach and do like this. Or like a little bit of, but from a different angle, right? And so I was like, oh, if she had purchase, she would have like kind of taken her like this, you know? And I said, oh, no, Amber, no. Meanwhile, TC's boys are there. And I think at some point, TC tells those boys to go into a room because later on, when we see those boys, TC has to like open up a bedroom door and is like, go ahead and come out. Let's go. I'm like, dang. So they're over there arguing and going back and forth and hollering. And Puppy is still trying to get her point across. It's like Puppy's like, but Amber, you shouldn't have done that. That's not helping me, Amber. I don't like that. And Amber's like, you come over here and cry about this man all the time, and he's doing you wrong. And then when you're in front of him, you guys are all lovey-dovey. But when you're not with him, you're crying on my shoulder. What was I supposed to do, bitch? Blah blah blah. I love you. Blah blah blah. And then, girl, they get pulled apart. It's a whole thing. Queen says she got hit in the mouth. It was crazy.
Yeah, then Puppy leaves with Eric, and she like takes some sort of either hand sanitizer, a bottle of eucalyptus oil, I don't know. It's some sort of spray that she's holding on to, honey, like it's, you know, like a comfort situation for her. And she's also apologizes to Eric, like, I'm sorry for bringing you, you know, like the next morning they wake up and
Oh, wait.
Oh.
So during the confessional part where Puppy has that hand sanitizer in her hand, she's like, I don't know why Amber would do that because, you know, I don't know why she tried to choke me. I'm pregnant. I mean, I know I don't look pregnant in the face, but I'm still pregnant. Great. Great, Puppy. and then she is trying to get into the car and Eric hasn't opened the door. She's like, open the door. Mm-hmm. And then they speed off like bats out of hell.
Yeah.
Unnecessarily.
Well, he always speeds off. Like that's the way his foot is, like at the brake, you know, like or the engine. Yeah, he's just like that's the way that he drives.
On the engine?
Yeah.
His foot's on the engine?
Well, it's not on the brake.
On the accelerator?
Well, whatever it is. It's connected to the engine, my love. Okay, so yeah, they speed off. The next morning they wake up and then they're just like Soups loves doves. You know, she's like, I love it thing. He's like, I love you so much. And, you know, like
you say it. Eric all of a sudden is saying, I love you so much.
He honestly does. Like he like goes from like 0 to 60. Like, listen, they always tell you can't trap a man with a baby, but like that's a 180 in like the way that he was treating her.
I think it's because he's using my manipulation tactics. Remember the ones I talked about in episode 2 of Teal Swan, The Deep End?
Tell me more.
Where I talk about like, this is what you do. When you have someone you love fighting with their loved one that you don't like, whenever you get the opportunity to kind of take back control, what you do is you go, I'm sorry. I love you so much. I'm sorry that this person you loved did this to you. You don't deserve that. And, I don't know what they were going through. But Eric does that, but a little heavy handed. He's like, I told you she was like that. I told you, I don't know why you're friends with her. And, and then Puppy goes, well, first of all, you're not going to talk about my friend. Second of all, that doesn't take you off of the hook. Don't try to make Amber seem like she's the bad guy because you're still the bad guy. And I said, okay, pups. Yes. Thank you so much for not falling into the manipulation tactic. That would have worked better if he hadn't gone so heavy-handed with it.
Well, basically, yes. Also, he gets what he wants, which is a happy puppy in the morning, and then she gets what she wants, which is notice that he has been, this is what it is. He has had himself served by his ex-wife. So he didn't file for divorce. She did. And he's served. So Puppy takes that in to be like, why didn't you do it? No, I'm feeling like you should have just been the one that did it. Like, because that means that she really wants a divorce and you were just hanging on. And why? You know what I'm saying? Like, she wants that validation. And so he's just like, I don't want you to be crazy. I just want you to know I love you. I love you so much. Like, don't be crazy. Like, just know it, It's
interesting because at every turn, she bats out his tactics. First, he tries to say Amber's the bad person, and she's like, no, you're still the bad person. And then he's like, but look, I'm getting a divorce. And she's like, oh, but look, you got served. And then they did a dance.
Do your dance. So let's move onsies. Let's see if you have anything else to say about them, my babe. Oh, I didn't mean to. Okay, so just kidding. Get off. And let's take it up to. See, this is what I do to give myself time to pick the person. Oh, I just realized there was no Sarah and Sean. Isn't that so sad?
Jim Marie, can you cut this out?
Okay. Oh, do we not have them? Oh, they're right there. For some reason, it's so hard for me to find them. Okay, so here is Blade and Lindsay and Deontay. We have to definitely call them a throuple now, because it's definitely not just the twosies woozies, Same thing with Kevin and Tiffany and Kayla. Like, it's really never been just like Tiffany and Kevin. It's been a lot of Kayla, and like she's as a part of it now as anything.
And we love it.
Yeah, we absolutely are here for it. So, they okay, Lindsay is waiting to handle her warrants, and so she's working with Blaine, and she's wearing a super cute outfit. It's like she knows she's gonna go as like some sort of like Jessica Simpson early aughts, like with a Makita. Like it gave me like theater stage door, like work, like craft work. She's wearing the super 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 short tatted, or sorry, like frayed jean shorts, as I said, and then also like a pink super femme, super girly tool belt, which I also really enjoyed, and then like heel Tims, right?
Yeah. That's the best part of this outfit, you guys. She comes to work in heeled Tims, cut off Daisy Dukes, and a pink utility belt. She's got a hammer and nail and a Makita or whatever, and she's like drilling into the walls. Yeah. And Blaine is loving every stinking second of it.
Yeah. It's hot as fuck to him.
Yeah. And so then he pulls her down because she gets a call from Deontay saying that he's about 30 minutes out. So this man has driven 12 hours from Virginia to Mississippi to see her. And so she drops him her Addy of where she's currently at, but then tells him, don't come in because the people don't like when there's people on the construction site. Yeah. And I was just like, basically all you had to say was it's a construction site and you're going to need a hard hat, which is a lie, but it's a better lie than what she said.
Yes.
And so Deontay's like, oh, all right. And then when he finds out she's with Blaine, he's upset. So he drives those, rest of the 30 minutes suspicious. So Blaine and her have a little conversation on the ground where she tells Blaine that she's overwhelmed by Deontay's affections and that, she was used to having control over the situation and she's just not having fun anymore. And Blaine uses this moment to confess his undying love. And it goes something like,
oh, I like the fact that right before this, she's like, I don't want to be a bitch about it, trying to like, get Diana to leave her alone. And then Blaine's like, when have you ever not wanted to be a bitch? You're good at that, like, okay.
Don't you want a man who can tell you and call you out on your shit?
I mean, I know you do. And they start cuddling, and then he says, I've been thinking thoughts I've always thought, but never been able to say them to you. Most likely getting some feelings for you.
Like, okay, no, we don't.
Always care for you, know that. I won't be Mr. Homewrecker.
I won't do that.
But I will like literally you live in my home and give you a job. You know what I'm saying? So right as this is happening, I mean, it's like working a magic, and she's looking into his eyes. By the way, she's giving me like Julia Roberts and Keira Knightley. Like she's giving me like rom-com, like Southern rom-com. I'm living for this moment. She's doing like the Lord's work in this acting. Give her an Oscar. And then at this moment, knock on the back door, you see Deontay just poke his little head behind like, just like tattered paper. And then also just like, it's like a dirty, dirty mirror. He just like can barely see through the corner of them sitting behind, just like Blaine kissing her forehead and then just like cuddling, schmuddling.
And I was so happy that it was a kiss on the forehead. Like that I did not want Deontay, as he peered through this window, to see those two making out. It helped me to understand that at least Lindsay was trying to have some decorum and not be the bitch that she didn't want to be. And I thought it was actually kind of sweet of her to be like, listen, she knows what conversations happen betwixt her and Deontay. And she knows that the fact that her feelings have changed is going to hurt him. And so I am appreciative of her wanting to kind of spare his feelings to a certain extent. So he sees that kiss on the forehead and then texts her. And then she gets dressed and she basically tells Blaine, thank you for telling me that you love me. And we can tell she likes Blaine too, because I really do think that Blaine has been like a security blanket in a pretty shit tornado,
Yeah, he's a Blaine weighted gravity blanket, you know, just
Mhm.
like giving her everything. So, and you know, like even she feels also accomplished at this job. She said, you know, she's only making like $10 an hour, but it's like so much less than when she was like a drug dealer. But I feel like it's giving her like he gives her a lot of good feelings, good vibes, purpose for sure. So when she jumps outside, and she sees Deontay, like Blaine then comes up and they have like a long ass hug, you know what I'm saying, in front of Deontay, and then he says like, awfully friendly damn hug.
And my thing is like, Deontay, if he hugged her like that in front of you and gave her a kiss on the forehead in front of you, that should like stop you from being as jealous. Now, I know it still is not going to stop you, but
Sure.
you have to recognize that they're not sneaking behind your back to do this. It's happening in front of your face.
Yeah.
So you should be grateful that that is what's going on. So she gets in the car with him, and Deontay's a little miffed. And he uses this opportunity again to share his feelings about what he's feeling about her. And she actually starts to explain her frustrations with this and how, you know, it's a lot for her. And Blaine texts.
Yeah. She got back to him right fucking away. After this man has been like, you never text me, you don't even tell me anything, like you like me anymore, you love me, like you won't respond to anything I see you on Facebook. She's just like, she responds to Blaine as if it's like her lifeline, her baby.
I mean, could you blame her for responding to Blaine like that?
I mean, that's her landlord and that's her employer.
Boss. Yeah, like, and her best friend. It's her landlord, her boss, and her best friend.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't she respond to him? Like, Deontay's not saying shit to her when he's texting her his nonsense.
Yeah.
You know, like, she's like, I don't have any actionable items from this text, so I'm not going to respond. Mm-hmm. And he gets upset, and he says that any other man would have done X, Y, and Z. And then that's when he loses me, because I'm like, your argument can't be you should be grateful that I'm here giving you this attention because any other man wouldn't have stood for this. Any other man, blah, 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 blah. And he says it so many times that she finally goes, well, then go. Which is what you say when someone keeps telling you all these things. And he's just like, I don't know what he thought. I don't know what he thought was going to happen. So he pulls over, she hops out of the car, and she's like, I'm good. Bye. Good, Deontay. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. And he's just like, man, I just, you know, then he gets out of the car and goes simping to her and like brings her a used gift bag filled with all of her letters. And they have a cute little moment where the tension has gone down, and
that's what happens with me and Lindsay. Sometimes we just fight, and the one time I just suddenly laughing, giggling again. You know, everything is fine. Yeah, I at one point earlier in the car, she just said like she got really mad at him, and she was like, "I'm your third inmate. I think you figured it out by now."
Oh, I know.
And it was like sharp cutting, you know, like it really, like it is giving me Southern drama. Like he cannot keep his head above water. Like this is entirely too much for him. So yeah, they get back together a little bit in this, like, you know, sharing of the letters thing, and she always like make her letters so pretty, and then they just as easily like start fighting again
because he says something stupid again. Like he says, I can't remember what the trigger thing that he says, but oh no, she's like, you know, we tried or whatever, and he's like, I tried. And then she's like, fool, you think that you were the only person that tried? I wrote you letters with this right hand. My hand was dead. You see all those scribblings? Also, all of the calls, I paid for that.
Yeah.
All of your emails, I paid for that. So please don't act like this is not a normal situation where you're spending all this money on me and I'm like sucking you dry. Like that has never been that case for you and I.
Yeah.
This has always been a different type of relationship for you. So the fact that you don't trust me is crazy.
Yes.
And so, okay, I didn't try. Fine, bye. And I'm like, Deontay, what did you think you were going to get from that?
Yeah. I'm going to do a little skipping around after this couple. Yeah, basically she just like leaves him and she runs away and she's like, come and pick me up on the corner of hell and heaven. I don't know what she's saying. You know, she's just like,
Toledo.
we know that Blaine's like obviously on the other side of that phone call.
Come pick me
up. Yeah. I want to do either this one. Yep.
Next couple is going to be Taylor and Chance.
Yes, honey. They are, listen. Oh, hi. They are exploring a wedding venue. It's like rustic barnyard, you know, kind of that situation, modern farmhouse, that kind of thing, you know, like it's kind of, you do your own thing. You can like make different areas, whatever you want them to be. There's a lot of room to grow, and that's 250 it holds, you know, Chance is like living his life through it. But then he's like, and these two women are like, okay. And then he's like, this is what I want though. Down the aisle, I want an inch of water that we're just going to what's come down the aisle wading in water, so like all her feet are wet, like you don't, she's gonna fall, she's gonna be pregnant. And he's like, the girls can just like throw petals and it'll like float. And that's the dumbest thing ever. Like, how is this man gonna like construct any sort of home? And when we see what he made Bobby, I'm like, oh god bless, you know?
Every single time he has an idea about something he's gonna build, I get mad.
Yeah,
Shut up.
stop building it.
Yeah, we don't want it.
It's not like if you build it, they will come. Like, please don't build it. And, you know, like, no
Everybody
one
will be safe.
Yeah, safe. And they won't come to heaven. You know what I'm saying? So, but he's just so obsessed with his credit. He's like, I have 750 credit score, you know, but like, he's kind of like a high schooler that's like experiencing love for the first time. It's like he's experiencing like adulting things like very fast, and he just wants to like jump, like, I'm the best adult ever, you know, like I'm doing all the adult things so well, you know. It's as if he had never took any time off of being an adult. I've been doing good the whole time.
I think that he is acting like an addict. Like he's addicted to adulting the way he was addicted to other things. It's a very like not manic situation, but it's rushing into it, taking on more than you can bear, and then, you know, are in complete denial of your bad behavior.
Yes.
It's very addict-like. It's bananas to me. And it's manic a little bit, because Taylor, I mean, when she like is sitting down listening to him talk about all the things that he wants to do, she finally has to just like start asking him some probing questions, and he gets upset. And to me, like, the fact that he wants to spare no expense for his wedding because it's a once in a lifetime thing, it's giving me very much, I just got out of prison and I want to do the best, be the best, and, you know, be the quintessential American dream guy. Like, I need to do it, and I need to do it now. And he's talking about taking out a loan to pay for it. Now, I know people do take out loans from the banks to pay for weddings, and those people are brave. Like, that's not, to me, the smartest thing to do, especially because you're taking out a loan with no, what is that thing called? Like, when you do something, not equity, but like you're taking out a loan with no actual plan on how to pay it back besides working your basic ass job. You know, it's not like he's taking out a loan to invest it into a business, which is going to yield X amount in X amount of years, and then he'll be able to pay it off. Like, no, this is like just money gone.
Yes.
There is no return on this money.
Yes.
And he's going to take a loan out on it. It's just like, it's crazy. And so Taylor starts to talk about like, well, what if we have big expenses coming up? And he's like what? And she's like, well, I mean, what if this? And he's like, well, also, what if I buy a house in St. Louis and we flip that and then we pay the rent? She's like, well, what if you can't find anybody to pay the rent? Like, what, you know, renters, and like the drama with having people live in your home and not paying rent. Like, someone could easily move in and then just like squat, like, and then you'd be stuck with 2 rents to pay. And he's like, well, you can't. Something about like you can't take a chance. He just starts saying a bunch of like wise man once said nonsense, and it's like, don't create problems for tomorrow that are not there, and don't act for the future when the future is tomorrow. It was just like
that. Wait, I want to hear it. Oh, wait, don't create problems for tomorrow that are there,
that are not there,
and don't act for the future when the future is tomorrow. It's just, it sounds like just high logic. Like, it makes no sense whatsoever. He's like, just like, your reluctance to take opportunity is holding us back, is holding me back, and I, like, as the man, like, can't be held back by your decisions.
Basically, he also threatens her. He says that like he's not going to be held back for very much longer. Like, he low-key threatens her and is like, your fears are not going to stop me from living my dreams, so I'm either doing this with or without you.
Yeah.
With or without you.
Great. So basically he's also like, I'm so sad you're not going to get married to me. But they go back to her house, and all the daughters are there, and they have a bunch of cardboards, and they're just making like return welcome home signs for Bobby, who's going to come out of treatment and come back to the house. So he has whatever thoughts he has about that. And they go to the house that Bobby's living in that's like not in the garage, and they're going to like change the sheets and like talk about that. So, you know.
Great take, Chris. Are you okay, moms? Are you?
You know why I say that is because like I don't want Bobby to come back to the house.
Okay. She said all of that nothingness to say she doesn't want Bobby to come back. You literally were like, and then they go back to the house and like make signs, and then like he has like whatever kind of reaction happens from them making signs, and then they go into the garage and there's like mattresses that are dirty and like posters, and then that's it. Next scene. Like, thanks, Chris, for that breakdown.
Oh, she does tell us about she does tell him that she's gonna have a baby.
Yeah, back at the other venue. Before we get to the house where the kids make the sign for Bobby.
Yes,
he tells
whatever reaction about that, it's like his reaction's kind of like, like we're doing this, and I don't know. I just don't like
you
it.
wanted to talk about them. You're like, okay, we're gonna skip around and we're gonna move on to
No,
this
I want to
couple.
get rid of them. I wanted to get rid of them.
Oh, that's what's
yeah,
going on.
Yeah. I want to get rid of them, and the next one I want to like talk about, who left.
Okay, great. So let's fill in just a little gap and then we'll move on. Give me 60 seconds. Here we go. So she tells him about the baby. He says, this is great news. I'm very excited, and I hope that it's 2 twin boys.
He said that?
Yeah. He She didn't watch the show.
I did.
And then she's like, I'm just like, that's gross. First of all, you should just be happy for whatever baby comes out. I don't like it when men are like, I want boys. Like, shut up. You didn't have a good father figure, obviously, and you're not going to be a good father figure. So we don't want you to have boys. I said it, and I don't take it back. The next thing, you don't even know how to spend money. Like, get out of here. Then they do get back to the house. I hated the fact that they lied to the girls and tell the girls that the Bobby's in the hospital. She's not in the bloody hospital. She they needed to be honest with her, because I think they need to be honest with the kids, mainly the oldest one or the first two, because like when you have things like that happening around your children have to become aware of it, so that I think that they're able to discern what's happening and make good choices for their future. They don't have to say she almost died, but they can say that she has an illness and it has to do with drugs, and she's now in a facility to help her with that, But to say she's just in the hospital, like sick, is not fair to the kids and their development. Then they go into the garage to try to fix things up for Bobby, and what they're fixing up, I don't know how you could fix any of that up. It just looks like a pish posh of nonsense. And she is really trying to tell him that they should not get married because of the baby and not to spend this money. And he's like getting frustrated with her. And he basically tells her, it doesn't seem like you even want to be in this relationship with me. So I don't even know if I want to even marry you anymore. And I'm like, oh no, fool, we're here. You've got to just keep moving. And I think he just feels like she's really just taking the wind out of his sail. All right, you guys. So we're going to move on to the next couple, and we're going to do real quick with Brittany and Ray, because what really happened? A lot and nothing.
Yeah, I mean, there were scenes, but like, and I guess some things to be said about, But I'll tell you, the first scene is them in her house, and she's wearing this gorgeous white, like, beautiful dress with like a ruching that does a lot of like lovely things, bodycon things. And I also realized that in her home, she has a painting or a portrait behind her that's like one of those Instagram like mirrored selfie things where it's just like her like this, and then it's like the flip side of that is like, anyway, so it's in her hallway.
You have an opinion about that?
I just like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I guess I don't like it.
I admire any woman who can put up a picture of her own visage in her home. Whether or not I like the choice that they make is different, but the fact that you put a full-on picture or giant picture or painting of yourself in your home is something that I aspire to.
Okay, listen, it's good to know. It's good to know, and I'll judge it when it happens. So
I will expect nothing less.
Thank God, and it's true. And so, basically, it's coming down to their bachelor and bachelorette parties, and she's like with Ray, she doesn't want him to get messy. She doesn't want him to go to like a bad place or a strip club or anything that's gonna like look bad for her or cause him any sort of like turbulence in his life. She wants to like be able to trust him, and she like basically doesn't want him to go like at all come home. And the way that she says this is like smelling like Bath and Body Works.
Oh my God. So in her confessional, she says, basically, Ray can mess up, like, coming home smelling like stripper coochie and Bath and Body Works. And I died.
Yeah.
That combination, I died because
It's specific.
it's very specific, and it may be true.
It is true.
So she,
or like whatever Kimberly sprays herself down with, it's whatever, like the body fantasies, like it could be either one of those, you know?
yeah, just like, I don't know, girl. So the scene between her and Ray is she's basically telling Ray to not act up in the streets, and Ray is like, well, you need to stop acting. Women be acting up too. Women be cutting up, is what he said, which is so endearing to me because my mother says cutting up. Like, I've never heard anybody else say, oh, you over there cutting up. And it's very Southern, it's very Black to say that someone's over there cutting up. So I love Ray's little Southern isms.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yo mama, da, 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 da. I'm like, yo mama, that's so cute. Anywho, so he basically volleys it right back at her. I was like, you need to act right too. I'm gonna take care of me. Don't worry about me. Don't be in my face. So she goes off with her friends, and she goes to some kind of champagne cupcake spot. And it's in the middle of the day, and there's a lot of people on that table sitting with her. She got a lot of motherfuckers there. She got like her sister, his cousins. Like, she invited all the women's that are surrounding this wedding to this event.
Everyone was excited to sign that release form and be on TV. And this cupcake place has like, a lot of beautiful, different toppings and a lot of like penis toppings. I don't like penis stuff. She's,
I don't either. I think doing penis stuff for your hen party or your bachelorette party is like trashy.
Tacky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like it because it's not like it's very weird because we don't have weddings the way that we did in the past. Like, so it's not like, you'll never have another penis. And so now you need to go buck wild with all the penis. The same thing with men. The men who go to strip clubs for their bachelorette, bachelor, I'm like, why? You can't go to a strip club. I mean, first of all, if you're in a relationship with a woman who doesn't want you to go to a strip club, then going to one before you get married or after you get married is going to equally be unacceptable. So, like, but why is that the thing for men to do? Just to go to a strip club? I mean, if this was my husband, he could go to the strip club when we're married. So I wouldn't be like, oh my God, that's so risque. Your last time seeing somebody's cheeks clap. Like, no, you're going to see my cheeks clap. You can see somebody else's cheeks clap. Like, it's fine. So she then thinks like, he might go to a cigar bar. Girl.
Yeah, that was hilarious that you said that or whatever. Like, well, I mean, so like cigar bar is called a stripper joint. You know what I'm saying? Like, that would actually be a great name for a gentleman's club.
The cigar bar?
Yeah, the cigar bar. And I also just he absolutely goes to a strip club. And one thing I think about men is they also get sort of like bullied to go to one by their friends. It's like a masculine thing, like, I'm still whatever, like, just because I'm getting married doesn't mean I'm not gonna still like totally think women, are like strippers or whatever, like, and so it's a thing, whereas I think their friends are making them also go, like, and it's like a machismo thing, like, whatever. But anyway, he gets there and he wears his signature uniform, which is a mock turtleneck, always in the club mock turtleneck. The man lives in Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's hot,
All year round?
All year round what?
It's hot?
Oh, I think so.
Oh, I don't know.
Also at a strip club, can you imagine how hot it is always? It's just like, because the girls have to be like naked so they don't keep it like super cold. You know what I'm saying? Did I go to a strip club in Atlanta? Yeah, I did. I forgot what it was called. It was
Magic City?
No, I wish.
That is the strip club.
I know. Sid Cole told me about it. I'll look it up. But it was very interesting. It was like older people.
Older women?
Yes.
Oh, I want to see.
It was great.
Great.
But yeah, basically he gets to this strip club, and one also discernible feature of the strip club is that it's like also a shisha lounge.
Yeah, so there's hookah there.
Yeah.
So I was just like, okay, that seems like it might have had a karaoke room. You know what I'm saying? It felt like a kind of space that just had it all for everyone to do whatever they want to do.
Well, I want to know
there's
where.
Ash, there's karaoke room, there's hookah. I like that.
I always thought the only thing about it is it was slightly dangerous because I feel like they're very tall glass hookahs on like kind of thin bar tables, and like the girls are trying to get around the bar tables to sit and put their legs in between legs and like doing their thing.
You mean
it could knock over the shisha.
Okay. I don't know if I would classify that as dangerous.
Oh, I think it's dangerous. All the glass everywhere, honey. No, nothing could be more dangerous.
Did you see the stripper's shoes?
Well, yeah.
Did you like them?
I feel like I can't possibly. Oh wait, yes.
Yeah. They were like, they had like a glitter red heel.
Yeah.
And they were black. I was like, those are kind of cute. Now I would never wear a stripper shoe.
I couldn't. I just couldn't. I'd fall.
She'd fall.
You know.
But I could.
Really?
Yeah.
What would you do? Like, you think you could just like live a whole
I have a whole
2 hours in a stripper shoe, or
Oh
what?
no. I'm saying I could wear it. I didn't say I could wear it while dancing for men in a club. I'm saying I could put them on. I would want them to be bedroom shoes. So I have a whole like fantasy about owning shoes that never leave the bedroom, that are simply shoes that I wear to entice a gentleman.
Okay, well, we know you like them rough, so we're saving the best for last. But however, what is your like house shoe or your bedroom shoe look like?
Okay, so they always have a platform, because I always think of those as kind of being slutty. So they always have a platform, and they're not maybe as high as stripper shoes, but like, yeah, they always have a platform. And then, or they could be like a stiletto, like a high heeled, like red bottom stiletto that's like sexy. And then like I just have them on while I'm being like thrown to and fro.
There is one pair of Tom Ford heels that I'm just like lusting after. They're like one strip around the toe and then a gold heel. It's so gorgeous. Like,
But
I die for
Would
it.
you wear it out in the Publix?
No, I mean, listen, I want two. I want 2 pairs.
Okay.
Because I want like one pair for me to wear in the public.
I need 2 pairs.
Ah!
Give me
Yeah.
2 pairs so I could get the stomping in my Tom Ford heels. So I could get the stomping in my Tom Ford heels.
Yeah. Oh God, it's like just like, yeah, with the lock. Like, people love it.
That's cute.
I know.
I couldn't wear that in public though, because it would be, my ankles would be doing a lot of work, you know.
But would this be your like
That's
bedroom
a
shoe?
bedroom shoe. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's only $12.90. There's it in beige.
I need it in beige.
There's a pink, but you can't even see it.
It's better in beige.
There's in white. I know it.
Okay, let's move on.
Okay.
So Ray looks really good. I think the reason why Ray likes to wear a mock black turtleneck is because he wants his gold jewelry to shine. And it really does shine.
It pops. Yeah.
So he talks to his boys about the prenup, and the boys are like telling him that the prenup is a bad idea. And I'm like, since when? Men always want a prenup, and all of a sudden these men don't. It's because they're broke city.
Yes.
These are brokey brokes. Only a brokey broke would tell their male friend to not get a prenup.
Yes.
And so therefore, none of these men are to be trusted. Mm-hmm. And whatever. As soon as they said that, they were like, yeah, you don't need no prenup. I was like, oh no, these men are poor.
Yeah.
I would be a little suspicious if a man didn't ask me for a prenup. In fact, I'm suggesting it.
Listen, from your lips to everyone's ears, and the lawyers would agree, please get prenups. And that's our like PSA of the day. This is your little sweetie end.
I mean, unless you have absolutely nothing and like, you know, you're 20.
2.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know, you're 20 and you don't have anything. Like, you don't have any family money. You don't have anything. But she has family land. That's why it's important for her to have a prenup.
Yes, you're right. Okay. Well, we have definitely, it's a lot of bangles in your eye.
What do you want to move on to?
Oh, we're our last one.
Tiffany, great.
No, yeah. Kevin, Tiffany, and Kayla, honey.
You guys tried to tell me no for Tiffany. I'm like, Kevin, Tiffany.
No, you're wrong. No, you're wrong.
Shut up, Wah. 100%
correct. Okay, the next one is Kevin and Tiffany and Kayla. Okay, so basically, Kayla's been following them like hot on the tail, you know, like follows them.
Hot on the tail, not the trail. Hot on the tail.
The tail. You know, I thought it was tail. Like, I thought it was like you're hot on someone's tail.
No, you're hot on someone's trail.
She's both.
She's both.
Basically, she's like following them like crazy, like a psycho, like just how Chaz is like trying to follow Branwen, like
it's just like Brittany trying to roll up to Amanda's place of business.
Yes, it is. But also Cruella DeVille.
Yeah, Cruella DeVille.
Yeah.
Puppies.
Yeah. Cruella DeVille. She doesn't scare you, no evil thing will.
Her something real. Cruella DeVille.
Okay, so Kevin sees her, and like then they start to have this conversation. He like asks her, you know, what is you doing? Why are you following me? And they like go back and forth in this like dramatic, just like as if all of the trauma of like their love affair has been there. She just wants him so bad. She's so upset.
I love it. I watched it 3 times.
she's like, I'm gonna beat her ass and put her in her place. And then he's like, why? Why are you doing this? And she just starts to cry and says that she misses Kevin and like confesses that she's just like in love with him. And he's just like, get in the car.
He's so smooth with it too. He's like, what
Yeah.
you over there? What is you doing? Go ahead and get in the car so we can stop over here yelling like idiots. And then she sits down and he's like, now tell me what's wrong. And she's like, and she said, I love you, won't stop being a little hoe. And he's like, what are you talking about? I ain't being a hoe. Me and her, we're just trying to figure stuff out. And she's like, because I just love you so much, Kevin. I've loved you for the last 6 years. And he's like, oh, you love me? And then immediately goes and grabs her neck and then they start to kiss. And it's like a gentle grab. It's not even a heart. It's like a suggestion. Mm-hmm. And then he starts to kiss her and she's like, I hate you. And he's like, oh, you hate me? You hate me? And I said, oh.
Yeah, I know. It was a master class,
I mean, I'm susceptible to that. He is a bad boy with a job, and like a whole house, and he opens doors for the ladies, and like, I love it. I love it so much. And it made me so mad when I found out that she cheated on him initially.
Yeah. Oh, Kayla?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this whole, they are the best part of this whole episode. Like nothing is better than this. So basically, yeah, like they're kissing and she's just like, I love you so much. And you keep wanting to run around with them with a trash ass bitch.
And I said, who do you call it a trash ass bitch? You get over in the scene more. You keep coming out this frame. I'm like, you are the trash one.
Yeah, absolutely. He gets her to his house, and then she's immediately like, I'm thirsty. And he's like, want some shots?
Yeah. Is that their code word for alcohol? I'm thirsty. I'm like, someone tells me that they're thirsty. I'm like, let me get you some hydration. Let me get you some water. Maybe a little squincher thrown in there for extra hydration or something, like some alkaline, some lemon water. Jesus.
I feel like if you say I'm parched, that means that you want alcohol. Like I
made that up.
No, I feel like if I would in my life, no, I absolutely would go up to a bar, like slink up to like a bartender, just be like, I'm parched. Is there a French 75 you could whip me up?
I want to see you do that.
Okay. Easily. You think I won't do that?
Yeah.
Oh, can't wait.
I feel like it would be less of like slinking up, and it'd be like, it would be more like hair flipping.
Sure.
And oh my God. Sweetie, I love you so much. 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 God bless. God bless. I love you so much. Do you have champagne? Okay, God bless. God bless. God bless.
The sniff is more like just, the sniff is just like because I don't take a breath. I don't even know why I'm single, because I definitely don't take a breath. Ooh. So listen, they get it on, you know what I'm saying? He's like, oh, I have to take a shower first. So let me tell you. So like, they're like kissing, whatever, but he goes and takes a shower. And then he like takes out his phone, like leaves it on the bed. And for some reason, this person doesn't have a passcode for producers. But anyway, he doesn't have a passcode, and Kayla picks up the phone, and then the first text is from Tiffany, has a heart, Tiff. And then she goes and she sees that, like, Kevin's in the shower, and she's like, hey, like takes a picture of her, like starts to take a video, and is basically like, I just fucked him. He's mine. He'll be mine for the rest of the days. This is mine, bitch. Like, it's very that boy is mine, which I said.
Yeah, and it's also very like, you better get your hands off him, bitch. Like, I'm just like, why are your bitches so aggressive? You dumb bitch. Get out of our fucking business, you bitch. And then she sends it to Tiffany and then promptly deletes it.
Yeah.
So that he's not going to even know that it got sent. I mean, obviously, he looks and it's deleted. He'll see it. But, like, there's that. But here's a question I have for you, Chris. And the first time we saw his house this season, I didn't say anything about it because I wasn't really paying attention to the layout of his home. But what's upstairs? If his
son's room. His son's room.
I mean,
there's at least two other rooms.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. So why is the master bedroom downstairs right by the door? The same thing with Pup and Eric. What the hell is upstairs? Why is the bedroom that they're going in for the show the one downstairs? Is it just because they're like, listen, let's just pretend your bedroom is down here for now, because as a crew, we don't want to be stomping up and down your stairs? Like, what is it?
Oh my God, what a very astute. Yeah, wow, what a great point. I don't know what to say. That sounds right.
So, I mean, he brought all that red draping downstairs just for this show.
Yes, he absolutely did all the black and red, like it's just like Sean and Sarah's wedding, who we didn't see obviously on this episode.
Thank God.
But yeah, like I also didn't realize you could delete one text or like delete one video.
Yeah, you can.
Wow, that's
So
shitty.
if I send you something,
Like I know you can unsend something now,
Just randomly texting me.
I can't believe I saw that.
Yeah. So you could go to oh, I don't know. Anyways, you'd like click. I don't know. You can delete it.
Videos.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah. I can't like Tiffany like is in a car with her friend. She's like, oh my god, like what did I just get? Like I thought it was such a great move on Kayla's part. Like it makes me feel like they should be together, and that is again what we also heard, which is they were together. Says I mean, listen, everything that he says with a grain of salt, take this. And by a grain of salt, like a sand, the sands of time, grains of salt that Kevin's going to say that when they were together, he really gave it his all. He never cheated on her. She is the one that cheated on him. Why do you believe that?
I mean, I believe anything that Kevin says. Because I want to believe it. Not because it's true. I mean, it just really broke his heart, and now he's just like a hurt little boy running around being a hoe. And I feel like, here's the truth, I would like for Kevin to remain a hoe, because should I find myself in Texas one day, I would like for that hoe to be hoeing.
I can say nothing about it, no comment at all. That is kind of it I have for them. But you guys, let me just tell you what happened. Just so you know, if you follow us on Instagram, DocuSweeties, we just did a live with 90 Day the Melanated Way, and it was so much fun. And we talked about this episode and other things in the multiverse we talked about, and some other things. It's like a 30-minute conversation, almost 40. It was supposed to be 30, but we just kept talking. We were great. It was so much fun, and she's awesome. So that is something on our Instagram you can follow if you'd like to. We're also on Twitter and TikTok as well. And this whole time we've been giving you this audio. We've also been giving you visual, honey. We serve you face every time. And you might want to see the face. How would you do it, Waf?
You would go to patreon.com/DocuSweeties. Also, I was on a podcast that talks about 90 Day Fiance and Love After Lockup called Blighty Day Fiance, and you could find that wherever you find podcasts. So if you guys want to go over there and show them some love so that they feel like the collaboration was worth their time, that would be great.
Oh,
once they drop it.
Yeah. Please do. That'd be awesome. So if you're a podcast and you like want to do something with us, you could always hit us up too. Like we enjoy doing collabs. We like talking to people about this. Obviously, we have a whole podcast about it. So that is there, and we appreciate you guys so much. We're going to be dropping our next 2 installments of The Deep End with Teal Swan. This is, of course, Love After Lockup, and we have 90 Day Happily Ever After coming your way as well. So thank you guys so much. We love you.
Bye.
Bye.